Hey everyone, just wanted to give a brief face-to-face before we started this women chat. Um, First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for all of your kind messages and emails and people that have my phone number that have reached out to me. Thank you so much for all of your kind words and support. And it's been hard. It's been hard. I'll tell you that. I'm doing much better than I was, last week. So it's just going to take some time to adjust to Blue not being here. But I think staying busy and doing things has really helped me. And Adam has been just wonderful, helping me try to, keep my mind off of it. And today is the first day that I've been home by myself since it happened. So I'm going to try and do a whip and chat so that I'm talking to you all. And in turn, I think that'll help me. So I just wanted to let all of you know, it'll probably be a little bit of an emotional whip and chat, but I think it's going to help me get everything out and like talk about it and all of that. So if you're not into the emotional whip and chats, just don't watch it. I totally understand. But, it's only been, we lost him on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's only been 4 days. But again, I just wanted to put this out there that I can't thank all of you enough for just all the kindness that you have showed me and your patience and understanding about me not being, on YouTube and social media. I just haven't felt like it. I haven't diamond painted. I haven't colored. I got my brand new Kirby coloring book. I looked at it, but I haven't felt like doing anything. So this whip and chat you're going to see is the first time I have actually sat in my art room since Wednesday of last week. So, yeah, and I'll just explain to you all how everything happened. And, even though, I just want to say this, even though we knew it was going to happen, you're never prepared. You're just never prepared for something like that. I thought I would be. We both thought we would be. Sorry. You're not. So, anyway. Thank you to everyone again. I'm sorry. I'm so upset. I'm trying really hard. I have my ups and downs. It's just when you have an animal for that long, and I don't know if all of you know this, but I don't have children. So my animals are my children. So they are part of our family, and I spoil them and treat them like they're part of our family. So when you lose, in my, aspect, when you lose a pet, it's like losing a family member. And it's devastating and heartbroken. And I know things must go on, and I know that he's in a better place. I definitely know that. It's very hard to adjust, like I said, to him not being here. The last 3 months have been me taking care of him 24/7, nonstop. So I'm adjusting to not only him not being here, but the whole, what am I supposed to do now? Yeah. And the cats, I'll talk about that in the whip and chat, but the cats, And they miss him. They miss him, and I wasn't prepared for that either. And Bella misses him. So I'll talk about all that too. But and I hope I can get through the WIP and chat. I do. If it's short, I apologize. But again, it means the world to me that, certain people have reached out to me, and some people on a daily basis, and you know who you are, and I can't thank you enough for that. It means so much to me. So yeah. So anyway, let's get on with the WIP and chat. I just wanted to give you just a brief intro to that, to say thank you so much to everyone. And I don't know when I'll be back full swing into things. I'm gonna try and slowly come back in. I'm still in that I kind of want to be left alone, but I don't. So I think that's just part of the grieving process. So anyway, let's get on with the video. This has been way too long. I'm so sorry. And I will talk to you in a little bit. Bye, guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Anxiety Art Adventures. Sorry for the long intro. That went a lot longer than I had wanted it to, but I just wanted to thank everyone for all of your kind thoughts and messages, and again, to the people that have been checking on me daily. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. So I am working on Imagine from Treasure Studios Art by Rachel Froud. I haven't touched this since last week, but with the bright colors, I wanted to work on this. I figured this would cheer me up a little bit. And I am using, this is from Happy Hippo Finds, my cover minder. This is my beautiful Sprite pen from Patriotic Team. This is my Surf's Up pen from Lazy River Wood Turning. This is my tray that was a gift to me from Urelli. So that is what I am using today. This is my 3D Designs trash holder. Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to walk through what all happened, everything that happened last week, and just kind of give you guys an understanding of what's been going on in my world. Okay, so when you see this, you all will see this on Tuesday, but today is Monday. So a week ago today, last Monday, we noticed a change in Blue. He didn't want to eat, and which is very unusual for him, because I'll be honest with you, we had him on a pretty bougie canned dog food, which I totally did not mind paying for, because it was recommended to feed him that food, and he loved it. But Monday he didn't want to eat, and I noticed that when he went outside to go to the bathroom, male dogs, they lift their legs, to go to the bathroom, and he did not have enough strength to lift his leg. He tried, and he would fall. So he would squat to go tinkle. I was like, well, that's okay. At least he's still able to go. But then he tried to go, poopy, and he can't hold himself in that position because he's so weak. And I know this is TMI, but he was not having solid poops at all. Long story short, he was, getting it all over the back of his legs. I had to bathe him on Monday. Yeah, it just what's happening is, I mean, just as anything with cancer, it was just his body was shutting down, and that's never a good thing. And yeah, so we Monday night he ate, I'd say, like maybe half of his food, and then I tried to give him some peanut butter and white bread. The vet said that we can, because of how skinny he was, and I don't recommend this to people with animals, but she did, because of how skinny he was, we could give him basically, you know, a whole piece of white bread with the crust removed, with peanut butter. We could give him that every day, just to get him some more protein, and some fat. And he normally would, you know, eat that right on up, because peanut butter is like his favorite thing. And he didn't even want to eat that Monday night. So, so then Tuesday morning I get up, and he ate a little bit of his food, and then he just would lick his food. And then he just went and laid down. And the way his tumor was, it was so large, it was such a large mass, that it had moved his esophagus over. So that's why he couldn't eat hard food. The hard food would get stuck in his esophagus. So that's why we had to put him on soft food for like the last, probably the last 3 or 4 months. He's been on straight soft food. Anyway, so Tuesday morning I got up, and like I said, he ate a little bit, but really he just licked his food, and then he just went and laid down in his bed in our computer room. And Tuesday morning, I forgot to mention, yeah, Tuesday morning he had gone to the bathroom all over his crate. And his body just couldn't hold it, you know? And I had no problem cleaning that up, and, you know, I was not upset with him at all. You know, not at all. So I was going to call Adam and ask him, you know, if he thought we needed to call the vet. And Adam actually called me and said, hey, bad timing, but my car broke down. This was on Tuesday when all of this was happening. I was like, what do you mean your car broke down? He was like, yeah, my car is dead. I was like, okay. So he had a 2013 Chevy Malibu Eco that he had bought from my dad when my dad had his dealership. And it was one of those hybrid vehicles where it was part electric, part gas. Total nightmare to work on. I don't recommend anybody to get a hybrid. Either go all electric or go all gas. It's a nightmare to work on. It's a nightmare to get to the things you need to get to. But anyway, what would happen, and this was like the second or third time it had happened, and it's not cheap when it happens. Basically, he'll be driving, and the car, just the entire power to the car just cuts off. Like, you have no power whatsoever in the car. So to me, that's scary as shit, because if you're driving on an interstate at 65 miles an hour and you lose power to your car, I mean, you lose power steering, you lose your brakes, you lose everything, your headlights, everything. And it's like, what the hell? So he was able to get it to a mechanic that was literally right next door to where he worked. and he left it there. And Tuesday, I went and picked him up from work and brought him home. And I was like, Blue's not doing well. This was really bad timing. I said, you could totally take my car to work, but I need my car in case I need to get him to the vet quickly. If it had been any other time, it would have been fine for him to use my car. But yeah, so I said, I think it's time for you to get a new car. The car is, 8, almost 9 years old. It's, it was a good car. It's getting to the point now where, it's having electrical issues and issues with the battery switching over to the gas and vice versa. And the mechanic, when they tested it, they said the computer system, it showed where there was an error code when he hooked it up to the computer, and it was just the car lost power. And apparently, after doing some research, this is a known fault with this model of vehicle and this year. But the thing is that I'm so pissed off about is that we never got any kind of notification or recall on the vehicle saying, this is an issue, you need to bring it in and get it fixed. We never got any kind of notice about it. So that makes me mad, because that's a safety issue, like a serious safety issue. So I told him, I said, look, it's time for you to get a new car. I know you've enjoyed having no car payment, but unfortunately you really need a new vehicle. And where we live, because we live kind of out in the country, and I said it would be helpful if you would get a truck, because that way we could have a truck to, get stuff for the yard, take things to the dump, all that kind of thing. I mean, we have a trash service that comes weekly, but they only pick up one trash can. They won't pick up, large items, that kind of thing. So anything big, we have to take to the dump. So I said, I really think you need to get a truck. So Tuesday night, he researched trucks while I was, trying to get Blue to eat and spending time with him. He just wasn't doing well Tuesday night at all. So we do all that. Adam decides, yes, he's going to get a new vehicle. We researched a couple trucks. He found one he liked, brand new. Thank God. So he found one he wanted. And so he made an appointment to go look at the vehicle. When did he make that? Well, I'll get to that in a minute. So Tuesday night we go to bed. He worked from home on Wednesday. He just told work he couldn't, with the dog having issues. He didn't have a car, all of that stuff. So he worked from home on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday morning we get up and the dog had gone to the bathroom all over his crate again. So at that point, and he didn't want to eat. He didn't even really want to move. So at that point, I knew it was time to call the vet and tell him what was going on. So I did. I called and I said, he doesn't want to eat. He can't, hold himself up when he goes to the bathroom. He can't hold his bladder for more than a couple hours. And they did confirm that means his body's probably shutting down. And they asked if he was eating, and I was like, no. And I don't know how to explain this, but it's like I could tell it was time. Like, he would look at me, and it was almost like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired. It was just the look he gave me. And so I knew. And Adam knew. So I called the vet Wednesday, like I said, and we were going to take him up there Wednesday, but my vet was not there. And I've been going to my vet for years, and I wanted her to do it. And I knew she would take good care of him. Oh, sorry. So she wasn't there on Wednesday. So I said, okay, let's do it on Thursday. And I said that will give me, one more night with him. So Wednesday night, we pretty much stayed on the sofa and watched TV. And he was so weak, you guys, he couldn't jump on the sofa. Adam basically just picked him up in his bed and put him in his bed on the sofa. And he didn't move. So we just stayed on the sofa and watched TV with him, and yeah. And then Wednesday night I didn't put him in his crate. I didn't want to do it, but we couldn't have him on the bed because of his bathroom issues, and he would try to jump off the bed and really hurt himself. So what I did is I set up his bed and all kinds of comfy blankets in our kitchen, and just put a baby gate up in the kitchen, so the cats wouldn't mess with him, and so he couldn't go elsewhere through the house and poop and stuff. But our kitchen is pretty good size, so I set his bed up in one corner and had fresh water in the other corner, and I sat there with him Wednesday night, and I actually lay down on the floor with him while he was in his bed, probably till about 2 a.m. And I just talked to him and told him I was sorry. Yeah. And then he was asleep, and I was so tired, y'all. I mean, I had been staying up with him. Anyway, so I woke myself up. I was sitting up against the kitchen wall, and I had nodded off while I was talking to him. So I got up, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to go lay down for a little bit. So I went and laid down in the bed. Adam was asleep because, he had been working, and he was the one that was going to have to drive the next day, and he needed to sleep. So I laid down. I couldn't sleep, though. I think I dozed for about an hour, and then at like 3:30 I got up and checked on him, and he was still in his bed. Had moved from the last time I had seen him at like 2 a.m. So I came back to bed. I set my alarm for like 8 a.m. And so Thursday morning, 8 a.m., I got up and went immediately to check on him. And he had just explosive diarrhea all over the corner of the kitchen. He just couldn't hold it, you guys. Just couldn't hold it. And I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad at him at all. I just picked him up and put him outside, and I cleaned it up while he was outside. I brought him in and tried to feed him a little bit. He ate like a bite or two and then licked it and then just wanted to go lay down. And our appointment was at 11:30 on Thursday. So I literally just sat on the floor with him until it was time to take him to the vet. And Adam drove my car, and I held him in the car. And we got to the vet, and they came out because of COVID. They come out to the car, and my vet actually came out with the vet tech, and like, I wasn't sure I was doing the right thing, but when she came out and looked at him, and I saw the look on her face, and she looked at me and literally said, I know you don't think this is the right decision for you and Adam. She said, but this is the right decision for him. She said, you don't want him to suffer. Right now, he's suffering. He's in pain. It was very obvious he was not doing well. And it's selfish of me to want to keep him here in that state. So, and I knew that. And I told Adam, as soon as I saw, the rapid decline, I was going to do what was best for him. And you think it was different this go round because we were prepared in the aspect of we were told, your dog is sick and you're going to have to make that hard decision at some point soon. And he lasted a lot longer than we thought, than the vet thought. He was a tough little guy. He really was. But I'm very grateful that I was able to have the extra time that I had with him. But let me tell you what, when I had to hand that dog over to my vet, that was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. I was going to go in with him, but I was so emotionally distraught. Adam did not think it was a good idea. And I have to agree with him, and the vet agreed with us. She said, not only is it heartbreaking to do it, but she said, you want to remember him the way he is, and you want to remember him, I'll be honest with you, she said, you want to remember him alive. I was like, yeah, you're right. So we did not go in with him, but we are going to, of course, get him cremated and have his paw print done. So they're gonna call me when they have all that. So that's basically what happened. His body just started shutting down, and it was quick. We thought it was going to be, and the vet did too, we thought it was going to be where he couldn't breathe because the tumor was pressing on his lungs. And he did have bouts where he could only lay in certain positions where he could breathe. But that's what we thought was going to happen. We didn't think his body would shut down like that fast. But all I'm going to say is, my pets are my children, and I loved that dog, and that dog brought me so much joy and so much happiness He was so smart. Rat terriers are one of the smartest dogs out there. He was so easy to train, and he was my baby. He would follow me around. Um, he just he loved me unconditionally, and that it's such a blessing to have that kind of bond with an animal. Um, so yeah, I miss him. I miss him terribly. Um, and like I said, I'm trying to adjust to him not being here. It's so quiet in my house. You don't hear his little clicking of his nails on the wood floors. You don't hear him, you know, snoring when he sleeps. Yeah, it's so quiet, so quiet. So let me tell you about the animals, and how they're handling it. I'd say the worst out of the three of them is Skylar. She had a love-hate relationship with Blue. She really didn't like him when she was a baby. She was scared of him. Even though Blue wouldn't hurt them. I mean, not at all. But rat terriers are bred to, basically go after anything that's smaller than them that moves. That's just what they were bred to, kill rats and vermin on farms. So, when Blue sees this tiny little kitten moving around, he's like, "Ooh, play toy." So that was a little bit of an adjustment in the beginning. But as they got older, Skylar bonded with Blue, and she would go and sit in his bed with him. She would, lay with him. She would, just, kind of play with him a little bit. Zoe didn't like him. Zoe just ignored him and didn't really have anything to do with him. So Zoe has not shown any signs of really missing him. The only thing I will say is Zoe has become much more affectionate in the last 4 days. She's rubbing on our legs. She's headbutting us. Things she didn't do before. So I don't know if that's from everything that's happened. I would imagine so, but I'm not sure. But Skylar, so I have 3 dog beds. I have one here in my office, I have one in the computer room, and I have one at our fireplace in our den. And Skylar, I when we came home on Thursday from the vet, the first thing I did was I wanted to wash all the blankets and put the dog beds away, basically out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So Adam, cleaned out his crate and got all the blankets out, and I washed everything, and he put the crate downstairs in the basement, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Well, Skylar keeps going to Blue's bed in the computer room and sniffing it and crying. And she pretty much sleeps in that bed all day. All day. She'll stay in that bed. Thursday and Friday, she walked around the house crying. She kept going over to the kitchen, which is where we had him Wednesday night, and just walking around sniffing. And yeah, I wasn't prepared for any of that. I didn't even think about any of that, how they would react. So that's been kind of hard. Not to mention, so Thursday and Friday, Skylar was you know, mopey and looking for him and all that kind of stuff. And then Saturday, she got really aggressive with Zoe, and we don't know why. We think it just has to do with everything that's going on with Blue. Um, anyway, so yeah, Skylar misses him. Skylar misses him a lot. Now Bella's a whole different aspect, and I'm not real sure what to do about Bella. Um, Bella is completely blind and is starting to go deaf. She is 13, 14, we think, because she was rescued from a shelter. Anyway, Blue was her. I mean, because she was completely blind, Blue was her eyes. So when they would come out of their crates in the morning to be let out, she would stop and listen for Blue, and she would follow the sound of Blue to go outside. Well, that's not there anymore. So she comes out of her crate and she stands there and she doesn't hear him. So she doesn't know what to do. And she just kind of sits down and like, where am I supposed to go? So we've been having to pick her up and take her outside and walk her, down the steps into the grass because she doesn't know. And then she'll be in the yard, and if you watch her, she'll go to the bathroom and then she just stands there because she's listening for Blue. And yeah, we've had to go out in the yard and get her, because especially at night, because she gets lost. She can't see what she's doing. So yeah, so that's been an adjustment. She hasn't cried for him or anything like that. And don't get me wrong, they liked each other, but they didn't have like a really close bond. And I think that's because we got Bella after Blue, and Bella's older than Blue. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, they played with each other when they were younger. And they never, fought or anything like that. It's just they didn't have a close bond, but it's just so heartbreaking to see her, after being so used to having him as her, basically as her guide, not have that. It's hard to see. So that's an adjustment we've had to make, where we have to help her out to go outside. Yeah, so that's been tough. That's been tough. But all I'm gonna say is I'm doing much better than I was. I've got my good moments, my bad moments. Like I said, today is the first day I've been home by myself, so I read a few articles over the weekend about handling grief after losing a pet, especially a pet that, for people that don't have children, significant others, that kind of thing, where the pet was like their world. And, the article said it helps to talk about it. So I figured I would try to do this WIP and chat and talk about it and see if indeed it made me feel better. And I'll be really honest with you right now, I feel better getting all of this off my chest. Yeah. So anyway, So that happened on Thursday. And Thursday afternoon, Adam had already scheduled an appointment to go up to look at that truck prior to us having to call the vet. So, he was like, should I cancel? And I'm like, you know what? No. I was like, you go, you get your truck. I'm okay. And this was the day it happened. This was on Thursday. I was like, I'm gonna go home and just crash out because I was so tired. I think I had gotten a total of 7 hours of sleep over a 2-day period. I said, I'm just gonna go home and go to sleep. He was like, are you sure? Like, yes, I'll be okay for just a few hours while you go and, you know, test drive and see if it's what you want and all of that. So I came home, and of course, I couldn't sleep. Of course not. Hold on, I'm sipping my coffee. I couldn't sleep. My mind was too wound up, and I put on a good face for Adam. Because I don't, I mean, he needed to get a new vehicle, and I knew that, and it was selfish of me to be like, no, stay home with me. When all I'm going to do is just sit here and cry and blubber into your shoulder, So I was like, no, you go. So he went to the dealership. He left here around, probably around 1:15. And I started like washing everything. I started like just cleaning. That's basically what I do to get my mind off things, is just start cleaning. I cleaned like our entire kitchen. Excuse me. I just went into clean mode, which really, excuse me. Hold on, sorry. Really helps me. So I did that. He got home like around, it was probably around 5 with his new truck. So he did get a new truck. He got a 2021 Chevy Colorado, which is it's not a full-size truck. It's a little bit smaller, but it still has a 5-foot bed. It's 4 doors. I mean, it's loaded up. It's a Z71. It's got leather. It's got all that stuff in it. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's black. And it can tow I think it can tow like 5,000 pounds. So it's great. And the gas mileage isn't going to be great, but he's got my car. He can drive to work, alternate. So he can drive my car a couple days a week to work, which will be good because my car doesn't get driven. Y'all, when I say it doesn't get driven, my car is 3 years old, and I think I have 5,500 miles on it. That's it. So yeah, my car needs to be driven. So he needs to drive my car as well. So that way he can just leave the truck here on the days that, he takes my car. So if I need a car, I've got it. But the truck is really nice. It drives like an SUV, to be honest with you. And it got the highest ratings from J.D. Power and Car and Driver and all that kind of stuff as far as safety and reliability and all that. So we were looking at Toyotas and the Nissans. We were looking at those, but this one got better reviews. So anyway, so yeah, he has a new vehicle. So Friday we just we took the day for ourselves. I'll be honest with you, we pretty much just vegged out on the sofa all day Friday and just watched TV. It was kind of what we needed to do. Just took that day for us, and And then Saturday, I was like, why don't we go and drive? Sorry, I got cat hair up here. Why don't we go and drive your truck? Because I hadn't been in it yet. Um, yeah, I thought I saw 4 of these, but I guess not. Okay. I had not been in the truck. I mean, I had gone outside and looked at the inside of it, but I hadn't actually ridden in the truck. So Saturday was a nice day. It was sunny, a little bit cool. I think it was like 50 something, but I was like, yeah, well, why don't we order some empanadas? We have an awesome empanada market down the road from us where they hand, you know, homemade empanadas every day. Um, and you can order them fresh baked or you can order them frozen, where you can just go home and heat them up. So I went ahead and scheduled to pick up some frozen ones. So we took the truck and drove down to, you know, to get them. And it was really nice. And y'all, it's so nice to see, even in this time of grief, it was so nice to see Adam happy about his truck. He's so excited, and y'all don't understand Adam. He doesn't get excited about anything. And he's so excited about it, and he was, showing me all the features, and I'm just really happy for him. And I'm happy that for once Adam is, what's the word? I don't want to say he's cheap, but he likes to save his money. He doesn't spend his money. And he's always gotten relatively inexpensive vehicles. And that's okay. That's, everybody has, their budgets and what they want and, all of that. So he's always gotten cheaper vehicles. And when we started looking at the vehicle, by the time we looked at everything in it that he wanted, I mean, the truck was expensive. And I said, is this what you want? And he was like, it really is. I said, you've never had a really nice car. You've never had a brand new car. No, I take that back. His Malibu was brand new. But I said, you've never had like a really nice loaded up car, truck, what have you. He's never done anything really nice for himself, is what I'm trying to say. So long story short, I'm proud of him for getting what he really wants and to have a nice vehicle. And, I'm proud of him. I really am. I told him, I was like, yeah, welcome to the car payment club, because, yeah. That's okay. We both have car payments now, but that's all right. No big deal. And life's too short to worry about, will I be able to afford this down the road kind of thing, and what happens if I lose my job, and all this kind of stuff. You can't live your life like that. You just can't. I mean, I'm the type of person, I've learned you need to live in the moment for what it is and do what makes you happy. I'm really happy for him. He's excited. So it's good to see him excited, especially during this time of sadness for us. But excuse me. I also want to say he's been amazing as far as being my rock right now. Whenever I just walk up to him and not say anything, he knows. He just hugs me until I'm ready for him to let me go. And I'm not an affectionate, touchy-feely person at all. So, yeah, so he knows. But, he made dinner. Well, we had empanadas for dinner on Saturday. Friday night, I think we just had frozen pizza. Um, and then last night, um, I had my best friend Sean go to the store for us, and um, we made a pot roast. He made a pot roast in the Instapot. Y'all, that Instapot, let me tell you, that Instapot is amazing. Amazing. Um, I'm scared to use it, but I enjoy watching Adam use it. So we had a pot roast with red potatoes and carrots, and we sat last night and watched The Vampire Diaries, and I actually played some of my video game Valheim with Sean and Adam last night a little bit. I haven't really, this is the first day I've been in here for any length of time. I just haven't really felt like doing anything. And I'm hoping that'll change. I think it will eventually. But we did get some very, very good news out of all of this. Well, first, let me tell you, it was so sweet of my dad. I'm rambling right now, and I'm sorry, but this is really actually helping me feel better. So thank you for listening. My dad and Mary, my stepmom, were so sweet. They sent us a beautiful arrangement of hydrangeas and a box of Lindt chocolate. They sent that Saturday. Yeah, they sent it Saturday. I came to the house. So we planted the hydrangea yesterday on Sunday. Yesterday was beautiful. It was like 63, 64, and sunny. So we planted that in memory of Blue. I hope it lives. We have a lot of deer out here, so I'm hoping the deer don't eat it. We'll see. But that was so sweet of them to send that to us. And now when I see that, I can think of Blue. So the good news, though, we did get some very good news, and I can share it with you now since everything's official. So as you know, my best friend Sean, he went through a lot of rough times with his job because he was in the audiovisual field, and with COVID, nobody's doing big meetings, or theater events or, concerts, anything like that. Nobody was doing that. So he lost his job because of COVID and was on unemployment for 4 months. Couldn't find a job. And then got a job with Home Depot and was basically, he was grateful that he got a job with Home Depot because it was kind of paying his bills. He kept having to go into his savings every month to pay his rent, but it was still paying the bills. So I'm proud of him for having that job. And I think he worked there for 5 months at Home Depot. Anyway, his old job called him last week and offered him a lead position making $5 more an hour than what he was making previously, which was actually pretty good. So now he'll be in a management position, and making a lot more money and doing what he loves to do. So I am so happy for him. It was so good to have, some good news in the midst of all of the turmoil this past week. So I'm very proud of him. He watches my videos, so I know he's gonna hear this. So I'm proud of you, Shug. I really am. And congratulations to you on your new job, or your old job, new position. So anyway, he starts that a week from today, next Monday. So, yeah, I'm really happy for him. So, I think I'm going to end this here. I feel so much better talking to all of you. So, thank you so much for listening to me. And I'm going to try and get back into the swing. I just don't know when I'm going to be, 3-4 days a week on YouTube and on Instagram every day and that kind of thing. We'll see. We'll take it day by day. The sad thing is I have, and I kind of want your opinion on this. I have a video that I recorded before everything happened, and I was so excited about this canvas that I got, and I couldn't bring myself to put it out here because I was so happy and excited, and it didn't seem appropriate. And I think this was before St. Patrick's Day. And I don't know if I should put that up, or if I need to redo the whole unboxing, like box everything back up and redo the unboxing. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So if you've made it this far, do me a favor, put a dog emoji down in the comments below so I can see all of the doggy emojis. That would really make me happy. Yeah, lots of doggy emojis. And what's cool is different phones, computers, tablets, they have different types of dog emojis, so it's cool to see the different ones. So yeah. So anyway, I really appreciate everyone listening. Again, thank you to everyone for all of your messages, emails, texts. It's so nice. How do I say this? It's so nice to see genuine kindness in a world that's just not kind. It gives me hope that things are going to get better, and I know they're going to get better. It's just going to take a little bit of time, but thank you from the bottom of my heart, and Adam thanks you as well. We love all of you, and we're going to miss Blue, but we know he's in a better place, and he's up there with Jabba and Murphy and Alex and all my other animals and all of your previous animals that you've had. He's up there running and playing and having fun, which is where he needs to be. So we do miss him here, but it was the right thing to do, and I think he was telling me that. I'm going to leave you with one positive thing that happened, and some of you might not agree with this or think it's weird or what have you, but the night we came home from taking him to the vet, so that was Thursday night, I went outside. I let Bella outside, and I was standing there on the porch, and it was very quiet, and there was no wind, there was no anything, and I was just thinking about Blue. And I have two wind chimes. I have one on the left side of the porch, one on the right side. My left wind chime started dinging, and I immediately thought, well, hey, Shug, good to see you. So, yeah. I think that was Blue. I think that was Blue saying, I think that was him saying he was okay, and I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. That's just what I think. Because it was so random. It was just, there was no breeze, there was nothing, and then just my wind chime just started dinging. So I think that was Blue. Just telling me he's going to be okay. So yeah, so I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. I may have a video. I have so many things I need to unbox that are on my kitchen table. I haven't even looked at any of my new pens or anything. I haven't opened any of it. So I probably need to have some unboxings to do. So I'll try to do another video this week. But I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. And again, thank you for listening. And I'll see you again really soon. Bye, guys.